Hi, and welcome back to the Little Scoop podcast. On this week's episode, we're interviewing Heather McDowell from County Wellness Center. She talks to us about her move to the county from the UK, a rebrand that was literally years in the making, how postpartum life fueled her creativity and business growth. She also lets us in on an exciting initiative for a county wellness gathering to help highlight all the offerings in the county. Throughout it all, her message is clear. Abundance, whether it be in business or life, comes from investing in yourself and building out your community. So let's get into it.
We are back on Little Scoop Podcast today with Heather McDowell from County Wellness Center, which is so exciting to just see that it's growing and becoming something really new. And we're excited to dive in and figure out what you're doing there and all of the fun things that are coming up. So thank you for joining us today. Yeah.
And thank you for having me.
Of course.
Yeah, we're just excited to get to know, and I think our listeners and viewers are excited to get to know a little bit about you, your background. So if you want it, we could just jump right in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
So
let's do it.
let's start with, tell us how you got into owning your own practice here in Prince Edward County.
Yeah, practicing chiropractic in the UK.
Okay.
And I had been there for several years with my husband and our dog and our cat. And so we were kind of really committed to the UK. We're in the northeast of England. And it got to that point where we either had to renew our visa, become a permanent resident of the UK, or move back to Canada, or maybe move elsewhere. I guess we just had to make a decision on where our life was going. And I guess in the end, we decided Canada was home and we wanted to eventually start our family. So we thought, no, let's transition back to Canada and not become a permanent resident of the UK. And so then we decided, okay, then we were thinking about where do we want to live? And it came down to my business, basically. Where do I want to practice chiropractic? And so my sister, also a chiropractor, she had some friends saying they're selling their chiropractic office. And is she interested, or does she know anyone interested in purchasing the practice? So I said, yes, I'm interested. So I flew home from the UK, like on a long weekend. I was here for like 5 days and came to the county. I'd never been to the county before, ever, never in my entire life. I drove up with my mom and dad and we explored the county for the day. And I met with the people that practice, and they kind of gave me a tour of the office. And that was in Wellington at the time. And I flew back to the UK and I said to my husband, we're moving to the county.
So what year would that have been?
That was 2018.
Did it just felt like the right fit and you just had full confidence? Like this is where it should.
I feel like it's a story I hear all the time with my clients, like that they just came to the county, fell in love with it, and just were like, yeah, I'm going to move here. Yeah, this feels like the right place for us. And to start a family. And there are a few things I always wanted, like to be close to the water and just smaller town, just different things on our checklist, and the county met all of it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
And because you were a practicing chiropractor before,
Yeah.
And did you own your own clinic before as well?
So in the UK, no, I was working for someone else. I did have my own practice previously in Newmarket, where I'm from originally.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So what was the transition like?
I think I have been ready for that and preparing for that for years, which is, I think for me personally, I feel like it's important as a chiropractor to work for other people, to learn. And I had, thankfully, who I was working for is one of my mentors, and I had a great experience with her and learning from her. And then it was time. It just was time for me to open my own. That's always been my goal. So we moved here. We came home 2018, like the Christmas of 2018, had Christmas with my family, and then drove to the county like on New Year's Day.
Wow.
So January 2nd, I was in the office practicing. So I never forget that anniversary.
At that point, it was County Chiropractic.
Yeah, it was County Chiropractic. And then, so my goal for that was, and all your business coaches will tell you, is don't change anything, or don't change the first year. So my goal was just come in, just be really easy, keep everything very similar, and just try and make sure the clients feel comfortable, and just, don't change a bunch of things.
Yeah,
and
you don't
just
want to scare them away.
Yeah, make them nervous. I wanted them just to really feel like it was still County Chiropractic.
Absolutely.
And I guess I've been transitioning to making it more feel like mine, which was County Wellness
So
Center.
excited to get into that.
Yeah.
I feel like you did such a great job. I feel like keeping the clients and everything that just consistent. I feel like that helps build up your clients' trust and just the comfort level that they have with you. But it's also really great, I think, as a client to see that the people that you're going to see, they want to see their businesses grow. They want to see them change and develop and move with the times as well. So I'm so excited to hear more about how you are venturing into County Wellness Center.
Yeah. And I think that's right. I think that the clients have seen the growth, the transformation, the metamorphosis. It's kind of like a butterfly in my mind.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I remember the first week I was there, the clients were like, well, you're not going anywhere, are you? You're here to stay. I think that there was a bit of that because County Chiropractic has actually been around a while before me. So there were 4 owners of County Chiropractic before I took it over.
Gotcha.
So I think the clients were like ready for someone to stay and put roots down because it had been a bit of changeover. So that was definitely very apparent the first week that I was in practice. And so, yeah, I think slow changes, but also each change has been really intentional for the clients. Yeah. And it's
Can we
slow
also
growth.
talk about business coaches?
Yeah.
When you have somebody who's like offering advice and mentorship, just tell us a little bit about how you found this person and like kind of what inspired you to get a business coach too.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I first graduated, well, even actually my last year of chiropractic college. So in your last year of chiropractic college, kind of like medical doctors, you have to do an internship for the entire year. So you work under a chiropractor. And so you learn a lot from them. So that was my first mentor in California where I went to school. So she was my first mentor. She was awesome, just like a boss, total boss. And I learned from her. And, you know, I think it was instilled right from that year that you should have a coach or should have someone mentor or a coach or somebody helping you. And in my last year, I did a lot of shadowing of different practices to see kind of how I wanted to build a practice and how I wanted to practice. Because when you're in school, you don't really actually know how you want to practice.
You're learning the skills.
Yeah, you learn how to be a
business,
but not what kind of business you want to create.
Exactly.
And so it was instilled literally from that last year of chiropractic college. And then when I had my first job, I was working as an associate under somebody. And yeah, he has a business coach. And like that was part of the agreement was that I also got some coaching. So I've had many business coaches through my years. My coach right now is a female. She's awesome. And she runs a chiropractic association in the UK. I just think that different parts of your career, you might need different coaches. At the beginning of my career, I was very much just learning how to be a chiropractor and set up a business and all like the basics that now I don't even think about anymore. But then, you know, once I got my latest coach, it was a lot more about actually me too, and the life that I wanted to create.
Absolutely. And being you are doing so much too. You're a mom to two young girls. And with the transition moving to the county, how did you find that transition? Because we talked a little bit about your business and transitioning to owning a practice and how it was a pretty smooth transition for you. But how was the move to the county?
Yeah, personally, it was a little harder at the beginning because my husband and I came here and we were, I forget how old we were now, like 2016. So we were like, okay, we were, like 32, 33. But we didn't have kids. Right. So all of a sudden I realized, we're in this awkward phase in the county where, we're not in that mom group or the kid group, right? Or the family group yet. And so there's not a lot of like young single individuals in the county, especially then in back 2018, 2019, right? The county's changed a lot post-COVID. So at that time, it was a little bit difficult personally. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And because it was hard to make friends, I was so focused on the business. Right. And like I said, I wasn't just like seeing a mom at drop off and like becoming close and chatting and becoming friends or like being at the park and just being able to chat with someone. And so both my husband and I were building up businesses. And so our focus is on that. So I would say the personal life definitely wasn't as good. But then as soon as we had our first puppy, our daughter, then I started to meet all different moms. And like, I feel like that's when my social life was better. So I didn't feel isolated because I was so excited about this new business. And I talked to people all day, my clients, right? Like I never stopped talking in the office. So I felt like I was getting that social time like through my clients, but in a different way.
Right. Yeah. Right. It's not like, we're going to go out and grab dinner with like, it's, Which for me, being an introvert, I'm like, that's okay. I'm okay with that. Yeah. But it can be tough when you're coming to a new community. You want to create those relationships, create those roots. And your family is all still in Newmarket?
Yeah. My husband and myself, our family is kind of in the GTA or we're in Newmarket area. So that was trickier too. Yeah. We didn't have our family as close by as we would like. But like I said, we just fell in love with the county. It was the right opportunity. All roads led to this. And so we just jumped on it and we haven't looked back. Like it was the best decision we've ever made. But there's tricky parts of not having family close by.
What's something that keeps you going on those hard days?
I'm really close to my family. So we FaceTime every day. So like, I feel like they're there. If I have a rough day, I'm on the call with my sister, because she's a chiropractor.
Right.
We can chat about that. I guess I'm a pretty disciplined routine person. I'm type A. So, pretty disciplined. And so I have my routines. I have like my coping strategies that I developed over the years, things to do when you feel that your mindset is not where you want it to be.
Totally.
Yeah.
And recognizing that, I think, at an earlier stage rather than like letting it get to a point. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's part of our new tagline for County Wellness, mentioning the word abundance. So it's just like trying to stay with that abundance mindset.
And you can't be abundant if you're running on empty.
No, right. Totally.
Or even near empty. It's not abundant.
Yeah.
So,
But the rebrands.
Yeah. Okay. So the rebrand. So that's all part of the same story of like coming in, not changing anything for the first year or two. And then slowly kind of building the business. And I knew the direction I was going, but it just, again, the timing just had to be right for all of it. So in 2023, I think, kind of I had a bad year in business. Not financially, personally, I just had a bad year. I was struggling. We were trying to get pregnant the entire year. It took us a whole year. And I think I was just in that, like the business was thriving. That was our best year ever. And I was just, I think stress played a role. Like I was just in the grind. I was just like going to work and I was working really hard and then we weren't getting pregnant. And then I was just, my mindset was not of abundant. Like 2023, my goal was like, no, I need to fall in love with my business again. And so that's when I reached out to Christelle Deegan, who did my branding, Fine One No Matter. And she, I said, let's start rebranding. Yeah. So I just I wanted to bring color in and warmth and life back in and all the fun things and energy back into the business and the logo and everything. County Chiropractic.
It's not just County Chiropractic, which I'm excited to hear what all the things are that you're doing. But I do think that, again, as businesses grow and, evolve over the years, it's actually so good and so healthy for them to change. And I can relate to taking over a business and wanting to make it your own, but not change it so much that it scares everybody away or they don't have faith that you are going to keep things the same. And so I think you did a really incredible job waiting as long as you did and really putting the time and energy into planning it before just doing it. And I think it really shows. I've noticed such a difference with like how bright and fun and energy giving just even your Instagram has become. And it's so beautiful. I love it a lot. So you've done a great job with that.
Thank you. Yeah. And so I think then, it all came together at the right time because all of a sudden 2024, I got pregnant.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So it was like, so then I was like in such a great headspace and mindset. And then it was like, the logo was done. But then I was like, oh no, try to get it right because I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, my clients are starting to notice that I'm pregnant. And then I was like, I'm going on a mat leave. So then we had to sit on it until I kind of came back. So the rebrand just kind of got announced in 2026, but I've been sitting on it for like 2 years. Anyway, so the timing is right now, but yeah.
And like, it's beautiful in the sense too, that like you did all the work when it needed to get done. And, even though there was a little bit of a sit on it while everything kind of was ruminating, I feel like the story is so beautiful that you were able to get pregnant and like the idea of abundance like comes back, right?
Yeah. Like it kept coming up in our branding sessions. And then the logo, obviously the main flower is a poppy. But then what was really cool is I didn't know what I was having and clovers just kept coming up in many different ways. And so the little clovers are in the logo as well. And then when I had the baby, we had a girl and we didn't know we were going to call her Clover necessarily. It was on our list, and then it was just all came together. We ended up calling her Clover. And now this logo that I have, it has both.
That's crazy.
Yeah. The story is pretty wild. Yeah.
So literally you did not change that.
No. Yeah.
Oh, does it just bring you so much joy when you look at it now? Like to know that it's not just like your business and you've created it.
Yeah. So it's cool.
Okay. So as you have rebranded and are expanding from County Chiropractic to County Wellness. What does that include now? Is it still just chiropractic, or do you have other practitioners? Explain a little bit about that.
I started as just a chiropractor, then I hired a massage therapist. I always like to work with a massage therapist so that people can do both of them and they work really nice together. And then, I started growing. I think I grew them. One of my big growth phases was when I had Poppy, 2021, because I had to step away from the business. I had to think, okay, how can this business still make money if I'm not in the business practicing? It's a big issue for female chiropractors. You have to step away from practice for a bit. And then thankfully I hired my associate, Dr. Jess, who's awesome. And so she covered my mat. Yeah, Dr. Jess is the best. She covered my mat leave with Poppy. But then it was like, no, I need to have other practitioners in helping to offset overhead and helping to keep this business thriving and growing still while I'm not there. So we just slowly started growing different practitioners. So we added a few more massage therapists and then reflexology. And like I said, Dr. Jess. And then again, when I had Clover, we kind of grew again a little bit because we had 2 locations. And then we had to kind of grow that's when I kind of was rebranding and I wanted to expand our offerings to more of a wellness-based offering. So and the name needed to unify all of us and not just be County Chiropractic. It needs to be County Wellness Center. So I'm including that umbrella of all the practitioners that are there. So now in 2025, I put it out there to the universe. I was just like, okay, we're rebranding to County Wellness. Like, just put out there what kind of practitioners are coming back. Like, I just kind of put out there, like, who wants to join this team? And then so the naturopath just reached out to me that she wanted to join our team. And then my friend and Kaylee, she's a reflexologist, Reiki, Indian head massage. So she joined our team. And then somebody else had recently moved to the county and she does Reiki and yoga and breath work. And so, it's just like the universe has provided. All these people are now kind of finding us and we're expanding offerings, which is cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
It must feel really nice to be able to say, like, I built this. Like, yes, through County Chiropractic, like, I'm not taking away from that, but like, you really built it up into something so all encompassing. And I think for women, for everyone, but being postpartum too, I feel like there's so much benefit to just seeing like everyone on your roster, basically.
Yeah, totally. I think postpartum is a really great stage for, I think, women in business though, because there's something that changes in our brain when we're postpartum, when we have a baby. And I think when you step away from like your day-to-day working, like my adjusting being in the office, it expanded my brain, like to think outside of the box. Like it allowed me to dream. It allowed me to think differently. And again, I went to that like abundance, like dream-like state, which the same thing happened when I had Poppy too, which was kind of cool. You have a lot of time to think when you're postpartum, and when you're feeding in the night, you're feeding in the day, you're out for a walk and you're just thinking, you're just thinking, and so it's just like, and you're dreaming and you're thinking, oh, what about this? And what about this? And that's how Picton came to be our second location. I had this 2021 COVID baby. And I was walking. And so my route was up Main Street to Talbot and around. And that building on Main Street was for sale. And it was just sitting empty for a year. And I was just walking by it. And I just kept, that'd be a great office, right? It's like, I just kept like looking in the windows. I'm like, that'd be so perfect. And so
we have heard that you are in the middle of planning an event. I believe it is in April.
Yep.
We would love to hear some more details about that if you are able to share.
Yes. So we are hosting the very first, myself and Janice from Serendipity Yoga are hosting the very first County Wellness Gathering. It's April 25th in the Wellington Arena in Highland Hall from 10 to 3.
Amazing. Awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about what's the setup going to look like? What is the day going to look like? Because we want to go.
Yeah. The whole point is to bring together all the wellness in the county to one place, kind of like the idea of County Wellness Center. Actually, really, it's to allow our community members to know what exists in the county in terms of health and wellness. So that could be food, it could be industries where there are services and practices. It can be movement, so yoga and any other exercise. It's just bringing all that together under one roof so that people can understand what are the offerings in the county. So it's just to help our county be the healthiest that they can be.
That's awesome.
And there's going to be demonstrations and classes and mini talks and workshops in the center of it. And then all the vendors, all the businesses around.
Such a great idea. And I think it'll be so beneficial for everyone to go there and learn about what is being offered. I feel like having something like that where it's centralized, you get to meet people, actually put faces to names through something like this. It'll open up those doors, which is great.
Yeah, totally. And I think the one thing about the county is it's a lot of it is word of mouth, or there's a lot of things that pop up. And I found that the first couple of years I was here, I didn't know a lot, and maybe you feel that way too. You have to be in the know of some of these businesses or some of these pop-up events or these different food places. And I found, okay, for yoga, they would pop up at this church or in this town hall. There wasn't. Yeah, exactly. So I feel like it's great because a lot of people, I feel like, don't know all the offerings that we have a ton of offerings here in the county.
For 3 years, and I'm still learning so many things. Like, I'm really excited to be able to attend the event and actually put faces to names and meet the people behind the businesses.
Yeah, be able to network with them, be able to talk to all the providers or all these businesses so that you can feel if it's a right fit for you. Because not everything is a right fit for everyone. But I can guarantee you there'll be something there for everyone. And it's free to attend.
I was about to ask if it was free, so that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's a free event to attend. So why not stop by, do a loop, get to know what's around,
Is it, do you need to pre-register at all, or is just literally
just
drop in?
show up on the day?
Amazing.
Yes, yeah. There might be some pre-registration if for certain classes or demonstrations or workshops, etc. Stay tuned for that. But yeah, the main thing is just come. Yeah, bring your family. There's going to be some kid stuff there too.
And I think the aspect of community, first of all, creating, a broader practice for people in the community, which you've done, this offering just so that people understand how to be healthier, what is available in the county. You've done so much in that sense too. And you've also, with Ashton, I believe, started the Women in Business.
Yeah.
For you, this community is very important.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the Women in Business and how you've been able to contribute in that way too. I mean, you're doing so much.
Yeah. It's too much, maybe? I don't know. Yeah. I learned this the first week I was here. Community is so important in the county. It being a small town, and it's so community focused and community minded. And that's what I loved, I think, when I came here and first was introduced to the county. That works for me. I like that feeling. It feels great. And I think the community needs this and loves it. My goal with Ashton is, when we were chatting one day on a walk, I think, and we were like, oh man, we need to get a bunch of women together. We need to be, because we're busy with all of our businesses, but it's really nice to just kind of stop what you're doing, get together, chat with and that's how you learn and grow too, because other business owners, members can be our mentors for us, can help give us ideas. They can help kind of coach us in a way too, because you hear about what you're doing to hire staff. Or, once you get chatting, you're like, oh, that's a great idea. I think that was our goal, and was let's just get all these women together. Women are awesome, basically. And so we started the first event at the Drake, where we had everyone come, and that was a fancy one. We wanted everyone to dress up, be fancy, have a sit-down meal, but not every event is that. We also want to make it really easy, so we've just had pop-ups at wineries, or we did County Creative.
Creekside Cafe.
Yeah, Creekside Cafe for a brunch one. So that we've kind of been keeping that going through the years, and it's had, we've had peaks and valleys because we've all kind of had kids in those times. So it's slowed down, but yeah, we usually have 1 or 2 events each year.
That's great.
Yeah.
I need to plan to attend the next
You'll come to the next one.
Right to the next one.
We're due for one, actually.
Yeah.
A fancy one, and where you actually have time to sit and chat a bit more. Yeah.
That stuff brings me, look at us starting a podcast and me admitting that, sitting down though, I think being one-on-one is different for me. Being sitting down in a group and being like, meet everyone, just go. I get so anxious.
Yeah.
It's not a
I'm over here whispering, brings you so much joy. That's me, not you.
That is why we work well together. You're like, oh, not people. I'm like, we're not people.
But I guess that's why it's good. We have different types of
Exactly.
Yeah.
Totally.
So then you would be drawn to the smaller, more intimate ones, or the ones that aren't like a big sit down formal dinner.
But also now, I think through this, one of the biggest gifts that we've encountered starting this has been getting to meet really awesome people, really awesome women, because it's been all women so far.
Yeah.
And it's been so great, because then I met you, I met Ashley and Larissa. There's all these people that you just want to sit down and have longer conversations with. like pick their brain. How did you experience this? How did you deal with balancing your business? I think the more you connect to people in the community, the more it opens you up. And it makes you feel like, don't be anxious. Like
A
we're
big
all the
table of
same.
people isn't as scary when you know that they're all
supporting you, wanting the best for you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think now doing this podcast, I think you could sit down at a formal dinner.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna know half the table now. I mean, it's not big. It's not a big community, right? So like I think that's what takes time, and I think that's kind of where I'm at now too, where I'm more comfortable in the community as well. I put the work in, I put the time in. I've supported the community. I've been involved in the community for years now.
Yeah, growing the community.
Yeah,
really
and
are.
so and now I'm much more comfortable than I was like with my first 1 or 2 years. Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah,
it really is amazing.
Obviously, in your practice, you will have the opportunity to see and meet and work with so many really great clients. Do you have a specific client that is like you just vibe well with them? You have a passion for treating them?
Yeah, I mean, we treat all different clients. Obviously, the community is who I serve, but what I really love doing, or one of my like niches or my favorite things, is treating moms and babies and kids. Yeah, I just think that just kids in particular change the whole vibe of the office. Like when you're in there and they just like, they're so honest. They'll just say whatever they feel. And they just bring like a whole light into the office. And I love treating kids because they inherently understand health and wellness. Like they don't question it. They know, in my case, chiropractic, it feels good and they love it and they don't question it. And they ask their parents to come back. They're like, I want to go see the chiropractor. They listen to their body. Whereas I feel like by the time we get to adults, we're so busy and we don't listen to our body the same and we kind of ignore the warning signs. But kids are just so honest, transparent, and they listen to their body, you know? So I love seeing kids. It brings joy into the office. And then I really love seeing babies because I just feel like it's starting their life. It's giving them the best chance at life and starting their life off on the right foot by making sure that their body is functioning well, their spine and nervous system. And so that really excites me when I see babies like 1 day old. Yeah. That's just awesome. That's a privilege. And then pregnant moms is just like helping guide them through their pregnancy and helping them to see that pregnancy is very natural and holistic and giving them resources and helping them just to choose a really healthy pregnancy and a really great labor and delivery.
Our bodies were made for this, right? Like they inherently know what to do. And I think that it's so special that you have a passion for that and being able to work with women during a pregnancy with chiropractic. And
yeah, it's a special time during that pregnancy time, right? Because you're vulnerable, but you're also like empowered,
creating life.
You created life and you're carrying this baby and then you deliver this baby. You feel like a superwoman after. So, but you're also quite vulnerable and, you know, your body's changing. So it's really nice to have someone help guide you through that and someone that's been there too before.
But like I did get chiropractic adjustments when I was pregnant and I found them really helpful. I particularly suffered with chronic migraine. So that was like I found that very helpful for my migraine. But is there anything in particular that is like very beneficial to getting chiropractic adjustments for when you're pregnant?
Yeah, so there's a technique called the Webster technique, which I'm certified in, so is Dr. Jess. And it's basically to prepare the body for labor and delivery, but it's also to make sure your body is really in the perfect position for the baby. It's in the womb to make sure the baby has lots of space and can move around, can get into that head down position for labor and delivery. And so it's just making sure your pelvis and your sacrum are aligned because your baby's like the pelvis is where the baby is living and coming out of. So so we're making sure that that is in alignment. But then you're also helping adjustments all the way through the body or helping the change in your biomechanics as your body is changing, right? Because breasts are getting heavier, you're getting more rounded in the chest area, right? Don't look at her either. It's like we're breastfeeding and we're holding this baby. So we get super round. So our posture changes, our center of gravity changes. And then of course that head goes forward so you can get migraines and headaches, right? And so really full body adjustments are super important. But I would say a lot of people focus on that pelvis and that sacrum and then the pubis as well to make sure that the mom is ready for delivery and that the baby can have the best position.
Let's do some rapid fire.
Hey, let's do it. We got a good one.
Sweet or salt?
Sweet.
Introvert recharge or extrovert recharge?
Extrovert.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Give me your nighttime ritual.
Okay, my nighttime ritual. That one I have on lockdown. I have a sleepy time tea. I usually have a bath. I read a book and I do my red light. Love it.
What about a
Yes.
favorite place that you're going to in the county?
We go to the bookstore. We love Miss Lily's. We call it a coffee and a treat. If we're going for a date night or a special occasion, we go to Flame and Smith. That's just like our favorite restaurant.
Well, thank you so much. We're so lucky that you're able to come chat with us today and take time out of your busy schedule. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you. I had a great time.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
Yeah, that-